Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be testing the difference between the Monster Raider set and Full Superior. So the first thing that we're going to be testing is the damage between the two sets, because in some ways that's the most important aspect of the game right now. And so with the Monster Raider set, you're going to be doing about 48k, and looks like 700. Why am I not reading? So 48k and 700. And then in Full Superior, you're going to be doing 50k and 800. So there's about like a 2k difference there between the two sets. So it makes so Superior is doing a little bit more damage. That's partly because the reforges are better than your Monster Raider set, because these reforges are meh. But for the most part, the damage is close enough that it's not gonna be too big of an impact between the two sets. So now we're gonna move on to how much damage you take in both sets.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Comparing the Monster Raider set versus Superior. Keep in mind, Monster Raider, you have 4 hits of invincibility before you take damage. So we're going to be taking 55 to 54 damage in the Monster Raider set. And in Full Superior, we're going to be taking 55 damage consistently. So Monster Raider is basically just as good. It's a little bit better, but it does have to max out Potato Book for it to be a little bit better. My Superior is also maxed out Potato Book to make it fair. But Monster Raider, you're going to be taking just a tiny bit less damage. And that makes sense when you think about it, because the damage reduction that you have in this set is 84.5. And then you also have the full set bonus, which is 35% less damage taking, which makes it so that it pushes it over, so it's a little bit better than like the 90% you're going to get with Superior. So we're going to be moving on my final thoughts between the Monster Raider set and Full Superior. So with the Monster Raider set, you take about the same damage as Superior, and you do a little bit less damage. And the other things that you have to keep in mind, though, is you have 4 hits of invincibility when you're at full health. And that's really useful for killing something like mini Slayer bosses, where they just do a lot of damage and they don't attack you all that fast. You can usually kill them before they even get into your HP, which is why I highly recommend going for it. The other thing is you don't take any fall damage, and you can double jump, making it so that you can actually melee bosses when you're doing dragons, and you still do an incredible amount of damage, that you're actually going to be doing more damage than in Tarantula. So if you're doing dragons with Tarantula, just go for the Monster Raider set. You're actually going to be doing a little bit more damage now, and also it's just tankier, so you don't have to worry about taking damage as much. The other things to keep in mind when you're going for the two sets is the fact that, yeah, Superior gives you that 5% to all stats, so you might have a little bit more magic find, but the final thing on why the Monster Raider set is definitely just not as good as Superior is the crit chance. You have 77 crit chance in my Monster Raider set, while Superior I have 100, so it's about a 23 crit chance different. That is kind of the only flaw I could find to the Monster Raider set next to Superior, is your crit chance is a little lower. You can just optimize your talismans. It's not that big of a difference between Godly and Strong, so your damage is actually not going to go down by any substantial amount. And also, Tarantulas are really easy in the Monster Raider set, because the Tarantula boots give you the Spider Bulk, making it so the damage reduction is a lot closer to Superior, and then you have the 35% reduction when you're fighting it too, making it so you're actually taking a lot less damage. You should probably be able to do tier 4 Tarantulas really easy in this set. The other thing that I have mixed feelings about is the Detonate ability. This can be useful and annoying depending on what's happening. Whenever you get low, you knock stuff back. So if you're damaging a boss and you just got in the right spot and you're regenning, but you just hit below 20 HP when that happened, it's annoying. For the most part, it's actually not that bad, knocking everything back when you get low, because sometimes it's just a bunch of endermites around you, and just knocking them back makes it to have a breath of fresh air. That's something to keep in mind, though. If you really don't want that, then I guess go for Superior, but otherwise there's no reason to go for Superior. I'm now going to be selling my Superior set and just getting a Monster Raider set. My only concern, though, is that people are going to think I'm a non for dungeons or something, which I don't really mind. I mean, if you look at my stats, then they'll realize that, yeah, I could afford to get Superior, right? I got a drag pet, and so I highly doubt anyone's gonna just say, nah, you can't do dungeons with me, or we're gonna go Monster Raider set. And I can usually just explain to them that, yeah, Monster Raider is actually almost as good as Superior, and they'll probably let me play. So anyone in the game, really, it doesn't really matter where you are in the game, you should go for Monster Raider. Unless you full Superior and like there's nothing else you really need to go for, then yeah, just get the Monster Raider set. If you're wearing Strong, definitely go for it. Anything below Strong, you should definitely be grinding to go get the Monster Raider set. It's really cheap right now because anyone that was on the game at a certain time got a free Monster Raider set, which is how I found out about how good the set was. And it's really nice just like being able to have all those abilities that Superior doesn't have. Superior seems like a really plain set in comparison to the Monster Raider set. Not taking damage is really nice, because now you have you don't get combat tagged, right? So when they destroy your bones, it's not combat tagged, which makes that really nice. All in all, I love the Monster Raider set now. I'm addicted to it, and like double jumping is a lot of fun actually when you're doing stuff like that. And now meleeing dragons, because before I would just be, you know, the usual Superior person, just bone dragons. And meleeing dragons is a lot of fun, so if you're doing dragons, I recommend going for the Monster Raider set. If you're doing basically anything in the game, the Monster Raider set is going to help you out a lot. So yeah, go for it. That are my opinions. Hope you all enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.